Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today is a very special episode. This is part of our Asia Summit series where we cover the best of those who attended and participated in the Asia Summit held by the Milken Institute over in Singapore, which for the long-term listeners that have been following this series, Mission Matters was out there this time for the first time covering that particular summit where we normally cover the Beverly Hills Global Conference over, and we've been doing that now for quite some time. So my next guest, who is actually attended both at the Beverly Hills one and the Asia Summit one, but the last we caught up was at the Asia Summit, is Zhang. Lu, welcome to the show.
Hi, Adam. Thank you for having me.
So great to have you here. And for everybody listening, Lu is the founder and managing partner over at Fusion Fund. And Lu, I understand that you've been to the Asia Summit, you've been to the Beverly Hills event as well. I have to ask, what keeps you coming back? What do you enjoy about the conferences?
Yeah, I really like about Milken. On one side, it's really the diversity of the attendee and the speaker that bring a strong, diverse perspective across the financial industry and also investment, the technology, innovation, and the political side. It's kind of like really the very powerful think tank. You got to learn a lot of the information and connect with tons of people in a short period of time. And for the Milken Asia Summit, I think especially for me, mainly based in Silicon Valley, focusing U.S. market, Milken Asia Summit gave me a special opportunity to also continue to, enhance on my global perspective, understanding what is happening outside of Silicon Valley and the U.S. and be able to have a better judgment call on the microeconomy and also the global trend. So I think this is also a really trustworthy platform for people not only compare notes, but also be open up and also be very transparent with each other. That's really all thanks to the strong community building from the Milken organizer.
Yeah. How long have you been kind of in that ecosystem or attending the Milken conference? I'm just curious, just in general.
With Milken, probably over 5 years already.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been engaging with them closely. Yeah.
That's amazing. And the reason I asked, by the way, is what I've noticed. So I think for the global conference in Beverly Hills, I think we're covering it now 4 years, and we'll be there again next year. I like to say it's like my Super Bowl of my conferences every year for my schedule. I love going because I always feel like there's this community that's formed that, same people that come over and over again. Everybody's normally busy throughout the years and working on things, and then people come together to kind of like think and to come together. Have you felt like kind of like a community? I'm just interested about like other people's experiences. Have you noticed that? How there's a community that forms? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said, that they really put in lots of effort to foster the community. And people got connected like for the once at a time global events and regional events. People also keep in touch with each other after the summit. And meanwhile, another thing I really want to highlight again is this strong emphasis of a global perspective. I know Milken also have strong footprint outside the U.S., in Southeast Asia, in Latin America. And I think tomorrow they're hosting the first healthcare summit in D.C.
Yeah.
So this variety of the perspective and really bring a very rich data points for us as investors.
Let's shift focus slightly here. So I know you mentioned you're in Silicon Valley, and so tell us a little bit more about Fusion Fund and what you do.
Happy to. So in the past 10 years, we've been focusing on backing and supporting early-stage startups across 3 verticals: enterprise AI, healthcare, and industry automation. So I started from 10 years ago in 2015. Before that, I was a technologist and a serial entrepreneur. So I really passionate about technology innovation by doing research on myself, by launching company myself. So eventually, since 10 years ago, I found the leveraged capital supporting different type of innovations is really something very fascinating. So we built up a strong portfolio in the past 10 years, almost over 100 companies, and we take board seats, invest in capital, support them to experience hyper growth. And another good thing is we've been pretty bullish about the 3 trends like enterprise AI in healthcare, and industry automation. We've been pretty consistent, the sector we've been focusing on. And in the past 2 or 3 years, everyone knows that AI become a hot buzzword. Healthcare become a really booming industry. So we're very happy to see more talents and more capital are coming to this sector we've been focusing on for a long time.
You mentioned over 100 companies you've worked with. What do you enjoy about working with entrepreneurs and like making these companies thrive?
Yeah, I think, on one side, it's really entrepreneur, the one really make things happen, especially while we're experiencing such a large, fast evolving AI-powered technology trend. And
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile, just looking at their building solution potentially can drive huge impact into the industry, changing the world. That's just fascinating. That's all the
Mm-hmm.
passion that I have by working with them. Of course, running early stage startup also means you facing lots of challenges and also the problem. And that's the part we can come in as a really strong partner, not only just on the financial side, leverage our resources, connection, and experience, helping founder navigate the very difficult 0 to 1 journey. That's also a very rewarding journey for us. Of course, early stage venture also means you got to back up and also got to partner up with a high potential startup when they're just get started. If you look at the multiple and the return profile, gonna give you the best return profile, although it's high risk, but it's high return.
Yeah, I see that. I always feel like, and this is my opinion, that it takes a special person to want to work with the early stage. Like, 'cause it can be tricky. It's not. There's just different complexities to it, I'd say. But I do see the exciting part too, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I 100% agree because the early stage company, they don't have too much of the financial metrics yet. Mm-hmm. And they're keep evolving in terms of the penetration point, go-to-market strategy. Sometimes they may even pivot to a different direction of the technology focus. So I think for us, early stage investor, if we already have the strong technical background, really appreciate the value of the tech innovation, and have experience, understand the life cycle of an early stage startup, it will be a great matchmaking. I think passion is the best teacher for doing better, for, keep working hard. And if you have the right background, the passion will come along. That's the reason I love what I'm doing. Like, people always ask, why you work so hard? I'm like, it's not because of pressure, it's because of passion.
I believe that. I can hear it in your voice. What do you look for? I know some of the niches you mentioned, so health and AI. I'm curious in terms of the founder specifically. Like, what kind of things do you look for in a founder when you think about backing them?
Yeah, I think what we're looking for founder, of course, number one, we're always saying that we want to back extraordinary founder with strong leadership. But how to define leadership? I think for us, one, we are looking for founder have a clear long-term vision about what they wanted to build. And also it's a consistent long-term vision. For a founder to have clear, consistent long-term vision also means that they have a strong domain knowledge about the industry they're focusing on. They understand, the first the penetration point, how to eventually achieve the goal. So that's an indication of a strong leadership. Second thing, strong leader always have really high quality followers. Not only we spend time with founder, we also spend time with their founding team. It's a competition of the talent right now, especially in Silicon Valley. You're competing essentially with very well-funded Google, Meta. So we want to see whether founder be able to attract the top talent joining them, not for the short-term cash out return, but for the long-term vision and also the potential of the future of the technology. So that's thing. The third thing is really resilience. Running a startup is a very difficult journey. Sometimes I joke about founder always have miserable life, which is partially true. So as a founder, you really have a strong resilience and be able to go through the upturn and downturn, and also have strong conviction on what they're doing. I think that will eventually contribute to the execution and faster go-to-market and be the survivor of the market, and the survivor going to become the winner. The founder need to have this survivor capability, quickly adapt to the fast-changing market. That's how we really look at the strong leadership. And even if you feel like, okay, founder probably should be the smartest people, not necessary. Sometimes it's just resilient personality is more important than whether they have the highest IQ.
Yeah. Who can take the most pain, that ups and downs of the roller coaster, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm curious, like, you're in Silicon Valley, like, give me some updates. Like, what are you seeing when it comes to early stage startups in that specific community, and whether it's related to AI or otherwise? Like, what are you seeing?
Yes, AI definitely is a hot buzzword. Yesterday, I have a friend come to visit me. He's from East Coast. He said, Lou, I'm in San Francisco. Every single billboard is talk about AI. I'm like, yes, this is a kind of a
like
really nice AI
bubble
we're in right now.
Yeah.
But on the other side, when we look at a portfolio company, we only invest in company doing B2B. They're providing solution to large financial firm, insurance company, healthcare company, logistic company who are adopting AI. So I think the AI trend is really happening. It's going to continue evolving, accelerating much faster. But definitely there are lots of the bubble around the capital market with the crazy high valuation. So we have to be very cautious on both sides. capturing the right technology trend, also be cautious on the potential bubble issue on the capital market. But based on that, still, if you look at a specific technology trend, now we're not only looking at lots of innovation on the model end, it's also the time for integration of a vertical AI application, AI infrastructure as well, focusing on how to make AI cheaper. And not only just the better performance, but AI cheaper in terms of lower GPU consumption, lower energy consumption, more innovation focus on data privacy, access to data, and focusing on even the AI on the edge devices, right? Have new AI interface, not only just cell phone and also the computer. Within the vertical AI application, two areas I personally very passionate about is also upcoming trend. One is AI in healthcare. Healthcare have so much high quality industry data and a huge amount of high quality industry data. And 30% of the data within human society are healthcare related. Guess how much being utilized so far? Less than 5%. So it's a huge gap, which means the AI can play an important role, power the digital diagnostic, digital therapeutics, digital biology, focus on cancer, heart disease, mental disease, especially mental disease, from depression to Alzheimer, Parkinson. All these mental diseases are highly personalized. Then we can use AI instead of doing standardized treatment plan, but doing more personalized treatment plan and also doing early stage diagnostic. So the goal of healthcare we always talk about is quality of life, not only just live up to 120 years old, but also making physical strength and mentally clarity to live up to 100 years old. Now with the help of AI, we'll probably be able to do so. That's one sector I have very strong passion. Another vertical is really to Los Angeles. We talk about LA. We have a couple companies based here. It's surrounding the space tech ecosystem. You know, with the launching cost decreasing dramatically, powered by SpaceX. Now there's just a clear future of a space economy and the space infrastructure. So we invest in companies doing essentially physical AI, autonomous robotic system for the space info. We have companies using AI platform to handle the satellite data. And think about the future of a space ecosystem is going to evolve so fast. That's another vertical I'm very passionate about, also because it's such a new vertical that lots of the latest robotics, automation, AI technology can be adopted from day one. So the efficiency improvement is going to be much, much bigger compared with other industry. And I feel like especially for younger generation, for our generation, the next 3-5 years can be very different. So that's an exciting technology trend that's happening right now.
I love this, what you mentioned on the space side of things. And I don't know, I'm not saying you're saying this, but I'm saying this. I always find the entrepreneurs that go into space and things like that, especially these early stage startups, just through my profession, by the way, Lou, of interviewing people, they're just fascinating. Like the entrepreneurs that want to be deep into space and in the space tech and that they're just not saying other entrepreneurs aren't fascinating, by the way, but I feel like the space ones, they got a special spot in my heart. I can't explain it, but they always come with these interesting stories of how they got there. And it's just never anything usual for me, at least at this point. It's always you can always hear the passion of what they're doing and like this thing that's driving them. And it's kind of contagious. It always gets me super excited about space every time I start talking about it on an interview. I love it. So I'm a fan of that whole niche for another reason, just because I love the interviews and the entrepreneurs. They just thrill me. Well, Lou, I'll tell you, this has been really a lot of fun having you on the show, and thanks for making some time for us. That being said, if somebody's listening or watching this and they want to learn more about Fusion Fund, or if they want to follow your work and your journey, how do they do that?
Yeah, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and also can reach out to contact@fusionfund.com if you're a founder looking for potential early stage funding. I always love to connect with founder when they initially get started.
Amazing. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes, so you can just click on the links and head right on over. And speaking to the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, don't forget, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're releasing new episodes, new content, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, it's a daily show, so hit that subscribe or follow button so you don't miss anything. And Lou, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.